was just wondering, man, with your recruiting process, it seemed to happen really, really quickly. I guess what went into ultimately picking FSU over some SEC offers?
So the biggest thing with me was when I went into the portal, I kind of knew what I was looking for. So basically, like when I decided that I was going to return for my senior year, I kind of had conversations with my family that I wanted to enter the portal. So like with some of the choices, it just went with like the best fit for me, like for these next couple of months. That's gonna set me up to be an NFL draft pick and stuff like that.
Okay. Ira Shafel with War Chant.
Hey, Winston, again, welcome. So how does, Mike Norvell, Coach Atkins, how does the staff sell you on this being that place, for your last few months of college?
Right. So basically, like the relationship, it was kind of short, but I kind of felt like when I was talking to them, like I can rely on them. Like they was a real staff, someone I could have a relationship with on and off the field. So that kind of played a big role in my decision.
Chris Nee with 247.
Hey, Winston, what is it about a Mike Norvell offense that appeals to you?
Right. So as you heard Micah say, he has a resume. He produces receivers, so that kind of stuck out to me, and all those things that he does.
Brendan.
Can you explain your skill set, I guess, for people who maybe haven't seen you play before, what you think you do well, what you're bringing here to Florida State?
I would say I'm very versatile. I can line up in the slot, outside, in the backfield, return kicks, and just bring a different type of skill set to the game.
Ira.
What's it been like just kind of getting to know your teammates, and also specifically the wide receiver room, since you guys have some new faces to go with some of the returning faces?
Right, so some of the players I already knew before here were like Kalen DeLoach, Jamie Robinson. So when I was getting recruited, I was kind of talking to them to see like how the team was. And like with the receivers, like we got new receivers, so I'm kind of learning everybody's name and all that, building relationships.
Chris Nee.
Specifically with Kalen, how much did you ask him about FSU, just get kind of insight on it, and just what was some of that feedback you got from him as far as what you want to share?
Right, I kind of asked him about a lot because this really is a big decision for me, a big move, because it's my last year, and I grew up with him, so I kind of trusted him, and he just let me know like what type of program, how the coaches was, and that's pretty much it.
Aslan with War Chant.
Winston, in terms of special teams, of that being the presentation from a coaching staff, did this staff talk about it anymore? Can you sense how much more is important to this staff than any other maybe coaching staff you spoke to when you were in the portal?
Yes, so I would say it was kind of like the same. A lot of coaching staffs that I was getting recruited by were talking about how big special teams was. So that was kind of a plus that special teams was big here. So it kind of worked out good.
Perry with Tomahawk Nation.
And so West Virginia's not exactly the north, but being in Tallahassee is a little bit closer to Savannah.
Right.
How nice is it for you to be kind of in proximity to your family, for them to be able to come to games a little bit easier?
Right. So that was kind of a big deal with me as I was looking to go to Kentucky. That was kind of like 8 hours away from home. Like I'm kind of close to my grandparents, so I wanted them to be able to like come see me, like, and then not be too far. So this was it worked out perfect.
Ira.
Going back and reading some of the stories from when you were coming out of high school, it seemed like some people were questioning, you had done really well, but you maybe hadn't played against the highest level of competition. Did that kind of give you a chip on your shoulder when you were going to college, and you still carry that today?
Right, I would say like I kind of carry that chip on my shoulder, being like where I'm from and stuff like that. That's how I was kind of raised. So like me just going to college, just proving everybody, like it wasn't a big deal, but yes, I kind of play with that chip on my shoulder.
Brendan.
Winston, you were the fourth wide receiver transfer to commit to FSU in the last month or so, and there's a lot of wide receivers coming back. Can you just kind of, what are your thoughts on the wide receiver room and just the amount of guys? There's obviously going to be a lot of competition, I would imagine,
Right.
in that room. So how did you kind of approach that when you were looking at committing here?
So me looking at any school, I kind of wasn't worried about like the depth or nothing like that because I'm gonna come in and compete and earn what's mine. So, but I feel like this room is a very unique room. You got some like fast guys, some big guys, and stuff like that. So I feel like this group, if we just work together, like it's gonna be a special year.
Ira?
So what makes somebody a good kick returner? Is it just speed, or what do you have to be able to be effective in that role?
Right, I would say my special teams coach at West Virginia, he kind of got me where I'm at. So, I mean, I would say, like, you got to be patient and you got to be fast at the same time, just setting up the blocks and just, like, whatever the scheme is, you got to just set things up. That's how I can explain it.
Aslan?
Winston, what are your sort of initial first impressions of Jordan Travis, the quarterback, and how much time did you spend maybe scouting his game while you were pondering this decision to come to Florida State?
Right. I would describe him as like he's a unique quarterback. He can run the ball, throw the ball. He has a strong arm. Like he can make things happen. Like when the plays shut down, he can make second efforts happen. So I felt like I would want to come play with him, and I feel like he's a good quarterback.